Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Dasha. Добро пожаловать, it's Dasha of Russia React. And today I'm going to be doing something a little different to celebrate my channel hitting 30,000 subscribers. Yay! Thank you guys so much for subscribing. A few weeks back, I asked everyone on Patreon and YouTube to send me their questions, and I picked 20 most asked questions for this video. Is there a genre of a film you really don't like watching? No, I don't think so. The only things that actually makes me like nervous inside is when I see blood on the screen. It's just, I feel very uncomfortable. You know, if I see my own blood, I would faint. And also if I see someone else's blood, even on the screen, it's still, I have like this cold going through my hands, you know, so I don't really like watching it. But other than that, so far all the movies I've seen, I pretty much like all of them. What city in Russia you were born in did you grow up in, and what made you want to move to Canada? I actually was born in Russia in a super small city which is called Belivey. It's a very tiny one, and no one even in Russia, not like no one knows about it, but it's not big city. So but I grew up in a bit bigger city because my parents moved when I was around 6 years old. So it's not Moscow, not St. Petersburg, the one that everyone knows about. It's a bit smaller but still big. The name is Ufa. It's actually pretty awesome, and also it is one of the greenest cities in Russia. I've been in Canada one time before I moved here, when I went to study English actually. So I went for summer with my sister and my mom here. We were living all together in a small apartment, and to be honest, we just fell in love, you know, with the city. And people in Canada are so much different than in Russia. You know, they always smile, they always happy. And I remember when I just came, it was so weird for me to see everyone smile. I thought that there's something wrong with me, and they're smiling, they're like laughing at me a bit. But then this feeling disappeared, and now when I'm actually going back to Russia to visit my family and stuff, I find Russian people to be very angry and mean, and I already forgot how it is. So that's why I don't usually travel back to Russia. I'd like to know what you're saying in your intro. Okay, so I'm saying добро пожаловать, and this means welcome in Russia. You know, you can use it, for example, if you are coming into someone's place, the person who is the owner of this place, he says you добро пожаловать, it means welcome. The next question is, will you ever review music videos? I don't think so, because when I just started my channel, if you scroll back, you'll see that in the beginning I actually was reviewing music videos, but I received one copyright strike. And as you know, on YouTube, if you receive free, then the channel is taken down, get taken down. So I just don't want to risk it, to be honest. That's why I do still watch music videos, but I'm just not reviewing them. Is there any other countries that you would like to live in? Yes. Yes, many. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure that I want to stay in Canada forever, spend my whole life here. So I want to travel first and see the world. But when I read this question, the first country that actually came to my mind is Turkey. Few times I was in Istanbul, and oh my gosh, that's the perfect city for me. I loved everything about it. I loved food, architecture, nature, people, everyone. So maybe I'm not sure if I also want to stay in Istanbul forever, but Turkey is going to be one of the countries that I'm definitely want to live in for quite some time. Are you planning on watching series at some point, or just continuing with movies? Yes, I am planning to do series. I'm actually already almost at the end of the road with Marvel, and I know that there are some good series in MCU, so this is what I'm definitely going to be doing. And for our series, I'm definitely keeping my options open. Do the movies start to blur together for you after a while? Which movie really stands out to you so far? Well, no, movies don't blur to me yet. For now, I think that I'm clearly remember all of them. And which movie stands out to you so far? Here's definite answer is going to be a Pulp Fiction. Because everything was so perfect in this movie, music, everything. I remember every little detail. So to answer this question is going to be Pulp Fiction. Did you watch much movies before these reactions? What are some of your favorite movies you've seen before you started doing the reactions? Okay, so I am not a movie person. Before, I was not a movie person before. I usually watch TV shows. I rarely watch movies. As I remember before, I was only watching movies if I go with my friends to a cinema. But at home, no. What are some of your favorite movies you've seen before you started doing the reactions? I have not seen any movies I've reacted to, but I do have some of my favorite movies. Those are Russians, though. I'm not sure if you know them, but there is a movie which is called Brother, if you translate it, and this is a Russian movie. I actually know that it's also translated in English, and it totally shows you the Russian culture. So if you ever want to watch it, you should do that, because that's an amazing movie, and there are actually 2 parts of it. What was the biggest fear that Russians have of United States that you found wasn't true? We're Russians and we're not afraid of anything. Next question. What's your biggest goal for 2022? Well, I don't really have one specific goal I have in mind, but I do have few. The first one is to be independent, that's for sure. The second one might be a bit silly, but I do really want to have a puppy. Since I was a child, my parents always were saying to me, once you grow up, you can have a pet, any pet you want. So I'm growing up now and I still don't have it. So hopefully in 2022, when I'm going to be coming home, I'm going to have a little Manchester Terrier puppy waiting for me. So yeah. And the third one is I really hope that this YouTube channel is going to grow big so I could make YouTube to be my full-time job. Okay, the next question. Why and how you left Russia, and if you ever go back to visit or consider moving back there? Not considering moving back to Russia. Why I left Russia? Well, my sister moved here half a year before, so we were planning to move together because, you know, if you're moving to a different country with no one you know, without even, because I couldn't even speak English properly before, so and our parents, they were much more calm to let us go if we're together. How? I was crying, of course. Well, because I just graduated high school and it was very hard for me to leave because I had all my friends out there, right? And then I came here, I didn't have anyone except my sister and I was very shy, so it was hard. But I went back once to visit my family and stuff like that, but my parents, they always come here to visit us instead, so I don't really have that many reasons to go back, and to be honest, I don't really want to. Is there a director, actor, or other artist you find really impressive whose work you discovered through these reactions? Yes. So for the actor, I would choose Anthony Hopkins because his play as Hannibal Lecter literally scared me so much. He was so, like, I don't know how to explain it, but he was so real. Like, you know, if I would see him on the street, I would think, my first thought would be, oh, Hannibal Lecter, and I would get scared. So he's an amazing actor, that's 100%. And for the director, I think I would mention Tarantino, because his movie Inglourious Basterds and Pulp Fiction were amazing. They also had everything in it, like music, dialogues, everything was perfect. So I did really like the way how he did it. If you could hang out with 5 characters from any movies you reacted to, who would you choose? Alright, so the first one is very obvious, but if I could hang out, I would choose Kyle Reese from the Terminator. Sorry, I forgot the name of the movie. From the Terminator. And also the way how he played, the character he played in the Aliens. Oh, he just, in my mind, he's just the perfect guy. So, I love him so much. And he's the first one. The second one, I would hang out with Natasha Romanoff, because she's also Russian, and she's like this strong, independent woman who's rough, who's smart, who's strong. So I would really want to hang out with her. Also, Luke, Luke from Star Wars definitely is on the list as well, and of course the lost puppy, who I'm also in love with. I have so many crushes. Is going to be a Bucky, because he was so lost, and you just want to hug him, and say like, Bucky, everything is going to be all right, I'm here now. And for the last one, also might be a bit silly, but it's definitely going to be Groot. I know that we don't really have a lot of things to talk about, because I cannot really understand him, but maybe if I learn the language, then it is going to be fine. So, those are the 5 characters I would choose. What is your favorite memory you have from Russia? It's very hard for me to pick one, to be honest, because I do have a lot, because I spent there almost all my life, right? So I do have a lot of memories, but I would choose all the memories which are connected to my family, because living here, I really miss them, and having all these pictures and photographs really remind me of these times we spent together every day. But what just came to my mind is that when we were living together with my parents and with my sister, we always had dinners together. We were sitting after a hard day, someone came from school, someone came from work, and we were just, sometimes we didn't even talk, because we were all so tired, and sometimes we laughed our asses off or something. So I would pick those. How do you organize your days to get videos ready on time? And how much time do you need to make one video? Well, I film after work when I'm coming home, and movies are done 1 week in advance for Patreon, so I have time to edit, and then released 1 week after on YouTube. And it usually takes me 2 to 3 hours to edit one video. Are there any Russian TV shows or movies from your childhood that were cool that Western people may not be aware of? No, alright. So there is one that actually came to my mind, but I don't know how to translate it. So basically, if you translate word by word, it's going to be the irony of fate. I'm not sure if it's the correct translation or not, but okay, so I'm going to give you like super short version of what happened. Is that the guy got so drunk, he got on the plane, and by mistake, his friend's supposed to go on a plane, but by mistake, he went on a plane, and he went to a different city. But because during older times in Russia, all apartments, everything looked the same, and the names of the streets are also the same. Okay, so he took a taxi because he was so drunk at that moment, right? So when he landed, he took a taxi, and he said his home address. He did not realize that he was in a different city. So he went home to his home, and he fell asleep because the key actually worked, because everything was kind of the same. This is like a mystery. Why did it work? But okay, it worked. And then he's the owner of the apartment, the girl, she's coming back home, and she sees him on a couch, and she's like, what are you doing here? Who are you? And like blah blah blah. She got broken up with her boyfriend because he got so jealous of it, but they actually fell in love. You know, the guy who um, invaded her apartment, basically broke into her apartment, and they got together, and all of that is happening during the New Year night. So this is the best movie ever, and my family is actually almost, I would say 90% Russians. We rewatch it every year when we are doing like salads and preparing food for New Year. That's like a tradition for every Russian person. How and when did you learn English? What made you want to focus on movie reactions for your channel? How and when did I learn English? Well, I was learning English since I was a child, because in Russia we have other languages, right? We have Russian language, and we also can choose from like French, German, depends on the school. So I always was choosing English, and I guess it happened because my parents wanted me to learn English so I can travel, and in case if I decide to go and study somewhere else, I could make it. So my parents actually made me to learn it, and it was very hard, you know, because you cannot learn English from being in Russia. You need to have a really great tutors and stuff. So when I actually came to Canada and I went to the university and I came to my first class, I thought that that's it. I'm going to drop out because I don't even understand what people were telling to me. So I was coming home, I was even crying sometimes because I was so shy to speak. But something clicked in my head, you know, and it's just disappeared, you know, once you're exposed to this culture, and when everyone speaks English, when you learn it faster. So what made you want to focus on movie reactions for your channel? Well, I think it's the same reason why other reactors do that. It's because whoever started it during the lockdown, because you have much more time, right? And you're basically watching movies already. And I decided, okay, I'm gonna record it and see what happens. And more I started doing it. I actually like it. So it's a very nice hobby for me. Hi Dasha. Hi. What's your favorite food? Well, I do not have favorite foods. However, I really enjoy many of them. You know, it depends on my mood. I always down for nice pasta or pizza. I also like a lot Georgian food. It's one of my favorites. So yes, I guess I do have favorite food then. It's going to be Georgian. Favorite food you miss from Russia? Favorite new food you discovered in Canada? Favorite food I miss from Russia is the food that my mom cooks. Because I feel like it's for everyone, right? The food that cooked by your mom is the best one. So that's what I miss the most, the home cooked meal. Ugh, the one which I did not cook. But also, you know, Russia is close to Georgia, so we have many Georgian restaurants, as already mentioned in the previous question. So I actually do miss it a lot, because here in Canada I noticed that I haven't found any, to be honest. So, and favorite food you discovered in Canada? It's going to be poutine for sure. I love it. Especially, you know, after the parties or during the parties, it's the best food to go with. You know, restaurants here are better by quality, so I think I discovered a better food in general. So the next question, what do you love doing in your spare time? Well, I don't have that much of spare time, but whenever I have it, I try to see my friends. I don't have that many of friends, I only have few, but all my spare time I try to spend either with my sister or with my best friends, and we can do any stuff, you know, we can just sit and do board games, or we can, you know, go somewhere to a party and spend a nice cool night out. But it doesn't matter what I'm doing, it matters who I'm doing it with. And the last question is, are you serious?